All of these illustrations entail the same kind of line drawing that courts do all the time. X form of surveillance is violative of, from an objective standpoint, of a person's reasonable expectation of privacy, whereas Y form of surveillance is not violative of a person's reasonable expectation of privacy.
Well, we have to acknowledge that the reasonable expectation of privacy, which was introduced in Katz v. United States, is based on community standards. And I believe that as our community, we are evolving with the new technologies and understanding that the government has this power to look into our backyards, look with satellites. We can enter homes through, not enter homes, but we can look at homes through satellites just on Google Earth. And so the
community standards and governmental capability are not synonymous, are they?
No, sir, they're not. However, they do evolve. Community standards do evolve, and so we may perhaps come to a different understanding of accepting some of these different technologies. For example, X, we would accept that. However, thermal scans, why? We don't want people, our neighbors or the government being able to look in and seeing if we're growing marijuana or orchids inside of our house.
Let's change focus here just for a moment. The Constitution's a living document. I'm sure that probably all of you have an iPhone. And the framers couldn't foresee something like that. And the Fourth Amendment protects our person, our places, our papers. Should an iPhone be looked at as being papers since it transfers information over the airwaves?
Yes, I think it should, because when the Constitution was written, one of the ways that the framers or the colonists primarily communicated to each other was through letters or through papers, as the Fourth Amendment states. However, today, most people communicate through iPhones, through texting or email, which is is accessed through iPhones. So I believe that iPhones and texting should be considered papers in the context of the Fourth Amendment.
The framers kept in mind that there would be unforeseeable technologies in the future, and the reason that they put the word effects into the Fourth Amendment was not only to ensure what the information that they mentioned would, or the papers, houses, persons, not that information, but also the future ways of containing that information and how people would look at information in the future.
Okay. Awesome job.
Well, thank you all very much. This is a difficult topic, not one that one has to think about every single day, although arguably one should. You all did a very nice job of thinking your way through the general issues. Your opening statement was very, very good, covered a lot of topics that are relevant to what we're talking about here. So I appreciate that. The time that we had for our Q&A went by very, very quickly, which is always a good thing. At least it seemed to go by quickly for me. I don't know whether it's the same for you.
Bad thing for us, a good thing.
but it went by quickly, and we could have taken another half hour, 45 minutes to talk about the various issues that were raised. But you all did a very nice job of making the argument that the legal framework surrounding the Fourth Amendment is somewhat insufficient. Whether or not there are great solutions for it or not is a different story, and I'll leave that to you all in your careers in the future. But you all did a very, very nice job of thinking about what the Constitution says, what the Constitution means, and how it applies in today, and how it may apply 50, 100 years from now. So thank you very much for that.
Good.
I echo what Professor Chambers just said. You've obviously done a lot of thinking about the Fourth Amendment. You understand the Fourth Amendment. You understand its elements and its application. I wish we had had some more time to pursue in Q&A your suggestion that in this brave new world, reasonable expectation of privacy as the cornerstone component of Fourth Amendment analysis isn't enough, and that what we need is some kind of refinement that will take place via the promulgation of new procedures or rules by the legislature. And we've encountered this earlier in the day. This opens up a whole new area of discussion, because obviously legislated rules cannot trump the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is part of the Constitution and therefore the supreme law of the land, and presumably any legislatively enacted procedures or rules refining the implementation of searches and seizures by law enforcement or data collection by government is going to be subject to judicial review for constitutionality. And so query whether we've really created a new paradigm at all. We've still got reasonable expectation of privacy as the cornerstone. We have Fourth Amendment analysis as the yardstick by which we measure the legitimacy of governmental intrusion into the private affairs of individuals. We're just playing with different technology, and query, isn't that what we've been doing for the last 200 years? This is all material for law review articles, scholarly books, and lots of discussion. We could spend another half hour easily talking about it. Unfortunately, we don't have the time. I think you did a terrific job in your presentation. Thank you.
You know, I want to say that your participation was just, was outstanding, and you're thinking outside the box on this issue. It's going to be it's going to be a central issue that your generation is going to have to decide. I'm thankful that probably I'm not going to be making the decisions. You're the ones that are going to be making the decisions. And listening to you today answer questions on the fly, not knowing what those questions were going to be, where we were going to go. It was awesome to sit there and listen to you folks respond and know those wheels are turning, those wheels of reason. And it gives me great satisfaction, it gives me great confidence in the future that you folks are going to be in charge when that decision is made. You guys did awesome. Congratulations.